Hey everybody, it's Genoa with The Crafty Mess. I'm back with another YouTube tutorial. Today I'm going to be using some of my stamps. So in the last video I posted, I talked about how I've been trying to go through and organize my crafting supplies, and I found a whole bucket full of metal dies that I finally have gotten organized and into one spot. So now I'm going to move on to my next supply that I have quite a bit of that I don't use as often, because they've been all over the place and not in one central location, and that is my stamps. So I have the one full box of metal dies. I have about 6 boxes full of stamps. Wooden stamps, cling stamps, rubber stamps. I have them all. So this stamp set I actually got from Shein. And who knew Shein had craft supplies? I didn't. I thought they just sold clothing and a couple of home goods, but they have craft supplies. So I actually ordered about 4 or 5 stamp sets from Shein just to see how they would look once I got them. And so this is one that I got. It is a spa day stamp set, and I thought it was really super cute. So that's what we're going to use in today's mindless crafting project. And again, I'm going to try and do a series where I'm just using all of my craft supplies that have kind of been hidden away from me, and that I'm just now getting organized and able to see exactly how much I have. When I was going through all that stuff, I knew I had a amount of craft supplies that was just ridiculous, but it wasn't until I started organizing everything and pulling everything out that the reality set in just how much. Okay, so what I did was I took all of the stamps out of the set and I loaded them onto my stamping platform. I went ahead and put my piece of scratch paper onto my platform, used my magnets to hold the paper down, went ahead and put the top layer on, making sure that those magnets click, and then I went ahead and pressed down and went over it with the brayer to make sure that I got a good contact. And I inked the stamps up 3 times to make sure that I got a good impression. So now I'm just going to take this and I'm going to set it over to the side so that it can be cleaned. And this is basically what I want to work with. So I don't have a die set that goes with this. That's perfectly okay. I'm going to color it, and then I think I'm going to just use my scissors to fussy cut around. And then from there I can determine exactly how I'm going to put together the card. So I'm going to set this over to the side. I do want to grab my little small, sorry, I didn't mean to shake the table. My little small stamping block like this, because I want a couple more of those ice cubes. Okay, so just put it on this little small individual stamping block so I can just dab it, dab it, dab it, and then just make a few more ice cubes. Okay. Don't know exactly how many I'm going to need, but okay. I'm going to put that back on the stamping platform to be clean. And I think that I want to also maybe do a couple more of these little cucumber slices. I'm getting ink all over my hands. That's okay. So I'm going to do a few more using this little small block of the cucumber slices. And these impressions are actually better than that first one. You can see where I kind of stamped it a little bit too much, maybe smeared it a little bit. Just a few more cucumber slices. And then I think that might be it. I think we're good to go. So I'm just going to put this over to the side. And then I'm going to go and grab my watercolor pencils so that we can color these images in. Okay, so I think last minute I changed my mind. I'm going to use these alcohol markers. So I think I picked up this little set at, Dee Dee's Discounts for $9. So 24 alcohol markers for $9 is a pretty good price. So I'm not the best colorer. So I'm not going to pay too much attention to making sure that this is like colored perfectly. But what I'm going to do is just go through and just color a bit of these pieces, and then I'll come back and we'll cut them out and start assembling a card from them. Okay, so using these 24-piece alcohol markers, I've just kind of colored in some of the images, with the exception of her face, because I don't have anything that would be a flesh tone. A few months, well, actually probably over a year ago now, I bought these Crayola Colors of World markers. I've yet to use them, but it's 24 flesh tone markers. So you can see on this side, you have all these colors: medium almond, medium deep rose, light medium almond, so on and so forth. And then you have all these colors as well, from deepest almond all the way to medium golden. So I'm going to try out these markers. There at the top you can see, I guess this is the palette for all the different markers, on her face, so that we can still see the details in her face. So I'm just going to go through these and kind of figure out which I want to use. And then, let me see, and then get her colored in. So I'm opening this for the first time. So it has 3 different boxes of markers, and that's cute because you can actually color on the packaging, and it has a bunch of different people's face. It doesn't tell you which markers are in which, but that's fine because I tend to mix them up anyway. So I'm just gonna kind of pour them out, I guess. I thought that these were wonderful. They had color pencils and crayons as well, all in different flesh tones. And I really like the fact that it has light and medium colors. As you can see, I'm a very light-skinned black woman. However, when I was growing up, really the only colors that we had to choose from that would be flesh tone were like the peach color that came in the big pack of crayons. So the fact that we have all these different colors, I think this is just marvelous. So I'm going to pick a few colors because I want to do, or try and do, some shading. I'm not really good at the coloring, but from this, which you can see is mainly, I'll do a darker color, kind of like outlining the image. And then I'll choose a lighter color to color it in, kind of give it some contrast. So I'm just going to go through these markers and pick which ones I'm going to use, and I'll be back. All right, got everything colored. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to fussy cut around the images. I think I'm going to leave the sentiments on here. And the term fussy cut just basically means that you're just hand cutting out the images. So just cutting around the images. So no real trick to that. So I'm going to cut these out and I'll be back. All right, let's go ahead and finish up this card. I took a 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock, folded in half, and then cut it down. I'm going to make a top opening card. I had this piece of scrap white piece of cardstock here. What I did is I took some orange, yellow, and pink dye inks and just kind of swirled my my brushes in the ink and made this little like ombre pattern with those colors. I've had this piece of colored cardstock for a few weeks now. It was left over from another project that I was working on. So I'm just going to go ahead and use this as a panel for the front of my card. You use whatever kind of paper you'd like. Pattern paper, blank paper. And then I'm just going to eyeball it. And make sure it's centered as much as possible. Okay, and so then I'm going to take these pieces, now that they're cut out, and just kind of arrange them on the card. And I'm trying to decide which of these 3 sentiments I'm going to use on the outside. I think I'm going to use this one on the inside and then use this one on the outside. So why don't we go ahead and just kind of eyeball that sentiment and get it cut out. Okay, it's not going to be perfect, but that's okay. I really don't want nor need it to be perfect. So I think what I'm going to do is here is just kind of make it to the sideways like that. And so then it won't be so noticeable that isn't perfect on all 4 sides. So I'm just going to make it cat a corner like that. Okay. Then I'm going to adhere my girl here, and using some of my adhesive glue, let's go ahead and add a couple of these cucumbers to her eyes. I like the way that that looked with the cucumbers on there. See, I think that's so cute, the cucumbers. Let me see if I can zoom in some. See, so cute with the cucumbers. All right, now let's take our little glass here. Let's see how we're gonna do that. We have a little lotion. So I'm just trying to figure out how we're gonna place these on here. So let's do our glass. Add some glue to the back. And let's get our little straw. When the pieces are really, really skinny like this, I just kind of dot the glue. You want to notice that the straw is coming out of the glass and that you can see it in the glass. So put that on top. And then we can add a couple of our little ice cubes in here. I think I may want to pop a couple of them up just to give some dimension, but I'm not 100% on that yet. We'll see. So I'm just taking these little ice cubes and I'm gonna just arrange them any old kind of way, making sure they fit into the glass. So you're gonna have some that are gonna sit up higher than others. Just making sure to put pressure. And that looks good like that. Put them on top of one another. Let's see if I need any extra ones. Maybe one more right there. And just press it down, press it down, press it down, makes it. All right, and then we have these little pieces that go on the drink. So just gonna go ahead and add those too. So you have the little mint. Here's an orange slice. And so I have a little strawberry, so I don't know which one. I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it with the orange slice. We have these extra cucumbers if you want. You can put that in there. I think I'm going to leave that as is. I don't think I'll use that. And then we have this little lotion and this little candle. So I think I'll just put them haphazard at the bottom. Okay, so there's our little lotion. And here's our little candle. Cute. And then I'm just going to stick this little flower over here. Just because there's nothing over there. All right, so outside of the card is actually done. Looks really cute. I love how the ice cubes look like they are sticking up and have some dimension. So then on the inside of the card, I'd probably put a white panel here. And then we have those other sentiments that we can put on the inside. So we can either do relax, we're in this together, or life is smoother with friends. I think the life is smoother with friends. It's really cute. So I'm just going to kind of fussy cut around that. The same as we did with all those little pieces. So I'm just going to go around the words. With my scissors. Kind of rounding it off. So I think I like it better with a white panel on the inside. Because it's a top opening card and we added this panel here, it's added a lot of weight to the front of the card. And we want to balance it out on the back. So I do want to put a panel on the inside. Okay, so I have this panel cut out for the inside of the card. I'm just going to add my adhesive. And then instead of me using the cutout of those words, I'm going to stamp it right directly onto this cardstock. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to hold it this way so I can try and eyeball it center. Okay, and then I'm going to take that small stamping block that I used for the ice cubes, re-ink the sentiment, re-ink that, and just stamp it right onto the panel. Oh, didn't mean to hit the camera, but there you go. Life is smoother with friends. And then there's the front of the card. Friday is overrated. Spa day is what we need. And this all from using Shein stamps. So quite happy with the way that that turned out. We didn't use any equipment other than stamps and scissors. So pretty cute card from start to finish. I hope you guys enjoy. Make sure you're hitting the like button. Follow, subscribe if you're not already done so, and make sure you have that notification bell on. It's Shanoa again with The Crafty Mess. I want to thank you guys so much for joining me today. Bye.